What's up, YouTube? It's your boy C-Dubb. Today we're going to be talking about two members of a Connecticut rap group that opened up for Jim Jones at his Waterbury concert, and they were charged with murder and a triple shooting shortly after. Two members of a rap group that performed as an opening act at the Jim Jones concert late last month in Waterbury have been charged with murder after a drive-by shooting outside the show left one New Haven man dead and two others injured. Andre Reed, 29, and Reginald Miles, 31, were among the group that performed before the famed rapper and reality TV star took the stage on July 24th at the Off the Hook Lounge, Newport Records reveal. Detectives learned through videos of the show, nearby security cameras, and eyewitnesses at the scene that the pair and several associates had a firearm in their SUV when gunfire rang out after the concert ended, according to arrest warrant affidavits released this week. Douglas Daniels, 37, was struck in the shoulder and chest by the shots, and he was rushed to the St. Mary's Hospital but died a short time later. Another 35-year-old man was shot in the hip, and a 33-year-old man was shot in the head, but they both survived, records show. Reed was arrested August 10th and Miles was arrested Thursday, more than a week after Waterbury police publicly identified him as a wanted suspect and sought the public's help locating him. Both men were charged with murder, conspiracy to commit murder, and 2 counts of first-degree assault, according to police. Miles also faces another half-dozen weapon charges and a charge of reckless endangerment. Miles remains in custody in lieu of a $3 million bond and Reed a $2 million bond. The first police officers at the scene encountered Daniels and the man who had been shot in the hip, along with witnesses who had seen the SUV speed away from the scene, according to the arrest warrant affidavit. That SUV was located at the hospital where they learned a third victim had been shot in the head but would survive. Both injured men spoke with police in the aftermath that night, and one told them witnesses had seen a man in a red mask open fire, and they remembered a man performing in a red mask earlier in the afternoon as the opening act, records show. Daniels died before he could speak with police, but his son, who was also at the show, also told police about a man in the red mask who performed in the afternoon but said there were no problems during the concert. Detectives reviewed social media videos of the opening act that included the man in the red mask and immediately recognized many of the men involved in the rap group, including Reed and Miles, who at one point pulled the red mask down to reveal his face while performing, according to the affidavit. Surveillance video near the club showed Miles, Reed, and 2 other men left the club and got into an SUV owned by Miles' girlfriend, records show. The camera clearly captured Miles wearing a white t-shirt holding a firearm as he entered the vehicle and putting on a red face mask as the car turned onto East Farm Street, according to the affidavit. The young man who shared the backseat with Miles came forward to police early this month to explain what he saw happen, and he is identified in the court records only as cooperating witness 1 for fear of retaliation, records show. He told police that as their SUV pulled down East Farm Street, Reed said from the driver's seat that he spotted someone in a group outside a nearby bodega and said, "There he is," or "There he goes," according to the affidavit. He believed Reed mentioned a name or a nickname beginning with K, like the name of the man who was shot in the head but survived, records show. Miles then leaned over the young man and opened fire on the group, hitting Daniels and the 2 other victims before speeding away, according to the affidavit. "I didn't recognize anyone in the group, and I don't know why Reg was shooting at them. There was no altercation and no words exchanged," the young man said in a written sworn statement. "I looked over to where Reg was shooting and I saw a guy on the ground near the sidewalk. Reg was the only guy shooting." The young man then demanded to be let out of the car, according to his account. "Reg asked us if we were scared," he wrote in the statement. "I said I was scared and said to drop me off. I got dropped off by the McDonald's near the mall and they drove towards Union Street. I haven't had any communication with Reg or any of the other guys since. I didn't know someone died from the shooting until I came to the police department last weekend." Police zeroed in on Reed in the days after the young man's statement and arrested him last week. At the time, they announced they obtained an arrest warrant for Miles but asked for the public's help in locating him, which ultimately happened Thursday. Both remain in custody, and Miles is scheduled to return September 1st to Superior Court in Waterbury. Reed is scheduled to return to court October 13th. First off, I must start by saying I tried to get in contact with the owner of the Off the Hook Lounge where the show took place to hopefully get the two Connecticut rappers' stage names to use their clips from their music videos in this video, but I was told I was the police and hung up on. I don't know why the police would be asking for their rap names after the two suspects have already been captured, but hey, the guy seemed like he was a little paranoid and maybe needed to put the crack pipe down. Anyways, as for the two rappers that allegedly committed these violent acts, they would have to have been seriously lacking brain cells to even attempt to do something so brainless. You just get done opening up for Jim Jones, and then immediately after the show you start letting off rounds? Not to mention you were wearing the same clothing and face mask that you had on at the show. Plus a surveillance video showing you getting into the SUV holding a gun with the same white tee and red face mask you had on while performing. So videos of the show, security cameras, and eyewitnesses all have them pinned down as the culprits, along with the witness that was in the vehicle with them. It seems like to me that they are pretty much screwed and they will be lucky to get less than 30 to 40 years. The only part of the situation that seems a little sketchy to me is the cooperating witness one's story. For one, if he was in the back seat while all this was taking place, shouldn't Reggie and Andre already know him by name? If so, then why hide behind a title in court for fear of retaliation? Let's say they didn't know his name at all. That only adds more stupidity to the situation that you would kill someone right in front of someone without even knowing his name. The cooperating witness said that he has no idea why any of this happened in the first place, but I feel like he probably knows more than he is leading on. Anyways, please hit that like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell and turn to all if you enjoyed this video and want to see more like this. And also, please let me know what y'all think down in the comment section below. Until next time, y'all.